So Scott Walker has popped in with a question. Looking for suggestions on helping an infrastructure team working in Kanban using 2 different tracking systems collectively display all WIP, also showing why multiple tasks at once are bad. This sounds like disjointed work in one team, right? So 2 sources of truth and the inability to see both sets of work together. I think you gotta bring it together somehow. This is where Todd would use some Zapier magic and have all the work flow into some interesting Trello board and make it all.
Yeah, grab some data with Python, slap it into a central repo just to have something that you can look at. I mean, sometimes a little bit of just a day writing a script to bring everything into one area to understand all the WIP is worth it, right? It shouldn't take that much to understand what all the WIP is and how it's aging. So the different question then is also show why multiple tasks at once are bad. So it's interesting because I think that in my experiences, getting teams to understand that they should limit WIP is really difficult. I suggest you start with the board as a whole. That's been useful for me as a strategy. May not be useful to you, but just say, hey, we can't have more than 20 things total in WIP at once, right? And then start to have the conversation about what that means. Limit it. Now, by the way, I just shouted 20. I'm not saying that's where you start. You could start with 5, right? And then from there, build the case that maybe you should define your workflow and have it go in stages and limit WIP in stages. So.
Yeah. Very good. I think context switching is also an interesting avenue that we talk about quite a bit, Todd, the cost of context switching. And again, this could also be where evidence-based management helps you, looking at some of those different KVAs and KVMs. And if you don't know what that means, check out our EBM series, and that could help you out as well. But I think EBM is a good way to highlight some of the issues that could be happening as well.